good evening to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. And we have a very intriguing, a very informative, and a very straight to the point live, let's just say. Not that they're not always, but there's a lot of detail we have to go over in this. I think there could be some viewers here this evening. It is a Saturday, but not just because of that, but for the fact XRP is up about 2.21% on the day. We're up on the market cap about 847 million, but something that was confirmed, and we've been waiting, and it started when we hit that run up when XRP retail sales were considered not a security by Judge Annalisa Perez, as you remember back in the summer when we had that run to 94 cents. Many believe that XRP, that rally has died. It was all for nothing, and there's nothing that could come from it from a technical standpoint or from an informative or from an information style standpoint when it comes from a charting perspective. But I'm here to tell you, a lot of people that are getting out of XRP right now, a lot of the holders, a lot of the negativity around it, and a lot of the ones saying XRP can't get to $1 or it's a shit token, or just the recent activity is just unbelievably unacceptable, yada, yada, yada. I'm here to tell you that this has all had a reason for this breakdown. And thanks to the great prosperity as well, or the great falling, great prosperity, to the great falling, he sent me a few of his charts, and we've talked about the cup and handle. Now it's formed, and he did a beautiful interpretation, so we can just tie it in with my own charts, so I don't have to draw the cup and handle back on. But that is confirmed now, and with this recent push up, we have signaled a break out of that handle to the top side. And I'll give you the targets, but this is not a bearish thesis. This is a bullish narrative. This is a bullish confirmation, and the fact that we're on top of the descending triangle simultaneously from January of 2024. This essentially built your handle formation and the entirety of this formation, and I'll show you how it all ties in. So thank you to the great following. If you're watching tonight, if you're watching in the abyss, I truly thank you. And the chart he sent me, it's a perfect opportunity with his cup and handle, because you can see it right before it broke out of the handle formation, and now you can see what it did in the recent 24 hours by coming back up to the 54.5 level. Perfectly detailed. And I'm going to show you going all the way back to January of 2016 and out to today's chart that concludes with the cup and handle formation right now. It's a pretty beautiful thing as we try to push our way back up to that resistance line and try to make a break for that 75-cent area and see how we can react. But I'll show you the targets coming out of this cup and handle formation. It's not as profound as you would see on Algo or H-bar, but it is still defined in itself. And I think it's pretty clear that something like this is developing and has already developed. So I would love to hear what everybody has to say as we get into this live. I'm very excited to be here on this Saturday. I know some people take the weekends off. I believe in doing this 7 days a week on the live front, and that's a commitment I've made to everybody. First, I would say the last, I think we've switched the way we did things about a month ago. Not even. But I like the way it's been going, and I like the consistency from the audience as well. So if you are watching right now, please hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live. It'll not only allow us to get new viewers in here, but maybe some of the old subscribers that wanted to be here but just weren't given the alert by YouTube. But now they see it in the algorithm because YouTube is recommending it and they find their way back home. That's what can happen by us hitting that like button. And also, before I do the intro, here's a couple things we have to get into. We have to get into the Ripple CTO, and this will be later on when we get, out of the nuts and bolts, but when we get into the news side, because we got to stay we have to stay informed here on this weekend. Ripple CEO says other projects using XRP is beneficial for XRP because it bolsters demand. So we'll go over that, and then we'll also go over the XRP news that SEC's plan to appeal keeps market on edge amidst SEC drama. So we'll go over exactly what's going on there, because it's not just from a charting perspective, but we've got to know from a news side of things as well. And then this is just kind of like a hint of what's to come here as well. So we'll talk about the cup and handle and how the handle is beautifully, it's a beautiful lineup here. So if you're in here tonight, if you're an XRP holder, a lot of people have every reason to give up on XRP, but I'm going to give you the facts and I'm going to give you every reason why you should be positive about XRP. And while this consolidation doesn't look like it's doing anything but going down, I'm going to show you every reason why you needed to have this bullish consolidation, and it beautifully formed this handle. And this very well could be the formation that allows us to retest the overall formation from when we went to all-time highs in 2018 in January, and how it converged in 2020 in March. 27 months to the uptrend, and now it's been doing that for 6 total years now since the uptrend first hit. But we're consolidating, and that pattern has to end at no later than December of 24. So for all these reasons why, I think it would be foolish to sell your XRP, and I think you found your home if you're here for the first time, because I'm not going to tell you any BS. I'm not here to get your views. I'm not here to get you to support my channel because XRP is going to X amount. I'm going to tell you the truth, no fun, and if you like it, that's fantastic. If you don't, that's also fantastic. But what I'm telling you is the reality, and whether or not we approach it in that way, only time will tell. If you are following along since 21, our portfolios are booming when many have lost 70 to 90%. That's the best way to put it. And we've expanded our assets from 3 to 12 and have, well, we'll get into it. But thank you all for watching. I'm going to timestamp this. Make sure you hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video. So good evening, 6:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, February 24th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Yes, that very state where Michigan just won their first national championship last month for the first time in this side of this millennia. But anyhow, let's get into the comments very quickly because we've got a lot to talk about. I don't even know how many people are here. 89. Wow, what a start. What a start already. Rion, welcome in. Whoop, whoop, back to 57 cents. Oh, but it gets better than that, my friend. It gets better than that, what we're looking at here. White Lotus, good evening. Breakout would be amazing, and I'm going to show you every reason why we should be optimistic for one. Harvey Boy, good evening, and thank you for being in Tom's Army in month 1. I love seeing the month 1 badges. It allows me to know I'm doing something right, as he's got the month 1 emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Yes, sirree, Bob. That's my face superimposed on there. Amber, if you're watching in the Abyss, thank you so much for making that for me several years ago. Harvey, thanks for being in month 1 and showing support for my work. Yusel, welcome in. Hey, XRP family says, welcome. The great falling away. I'm glad to see you in here, brother, and thank you so much for paying it forward to me, and we're going to take a look at those charts momentarily. He says, how about 57 cents to $3? I like the sounds of that. Yusel, talking to Mo, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 5 months with the XRP Meteor. Good evening to you, sir. Pat Buchamp, welcome in. Brave Sigma, UK Phil, welcome in month 1 to Tom's month 2 of Tom's Army with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Appreciate you continuing that support, brother. Stephen Henson, welcome in. Right back to my long from days ago. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. YCN says fire. Thank you so much, Mark Caston. Good evening. JW and Mark Caston, welcome in from Scotland, my friend. Welcome in. JW, thank you for being in Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So badge. Howdy, mate. Howdy. Stephen Hansen, that 521 was itchy for me. Yeah. Yep, that was the, what was that? The 23.6% Fibonacci retracement level was down there. It came very, very close at about 5248 approximately it hit. John Hall, good evening, brother. I really appreciate you continuing to show support by showing up. Gary Steele, and good evening, my friend. Gary Steele, Crypto Bob, welcome in. Stephen Henson, hope you're having a good day. David Demarest, from your mouth to God's ears. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And if anybody's new and they wonder why I comment to everybody when I first start, I think everybody's worth it. You guys comment to me, the least I can do is at least show you my gratitude before I get into everything. David Damaris, yes, sir. UK Phil, yes. Hi, my friend. The Gatman, good evening. Happy Saturday to you, everybody, on this most holy of days. Don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. The Gatman, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Sam Jacoby, welcome in, and I appreciate you continuing to support this program by showing up. You've been here for quite some time. Pill 8, welcome in. Fire indeed, the visitor. I got in at $1.50. Well, you've got some work to do, my friend. You've got some work to do. You're going to have to figure out a way over time, if you have the funds, to start lowering that average. And then it'll help you over time get to where you're going. But stick around for a while and you'll learn how to do just that. Can't make you any promises, but if you put in the work and you dedicate yourself to the education I can teach you for free, you're going to learn a lot and you're going to be able to change things a little bit here and never have that mistake happen again. Lieutenant, hi, Tom. Great work, amigo. Never let go of your XRP. They want you out. They sure do. True, welcome in. I'm glad to see you in here. I think it's going to be a fantastic evening. Catholic Faith Channel, amen. Hey, Tom, I love your show, bro. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in. See, the Catholic, see, we got some faith in here on this most holy of days on Saturday. I just said that too. See, that's a blessing, and that's also a sign that we're pulling to the right crowd here, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate that, the great Fallen, as he's very humble. Very humble. JJ, welcome in. Chris Kokemeyer, good evening. Next week you can get a haircut. Meh, I don't know. I might keep it going until all-time highs. That's the thing I'm thinking I'm going to do. It's been since July for it to get to $1. For anybody who's new, they're speaking of the haircut because I promised my audience I would not get a haircut. Mind you, I'm 40, so I just turned 40 in December, so I'm lucky I can even do this. Let's face it, my dad's kind of bald. My brother's balding. Me, God had spared me. So, you know, this is 7 months now. I said I wouldn't cut it or cut my goatee until XRP got to $1. Well, I do have very dark hair, so it's very defined, and XRP has not got to $1 in 7 months now. But I'm thinking all-time highs when it gets down. I'll start looking more like the Jesus cut. So we'll see what happens. Zenda and John Patak, welcome in, and thank you both so much for being in Tom's Army for over 5 months with the XRP predictor. I really, really appreciate that, Zenda, and I also appreciate you continuing to tune in, love. Thank you so much. Angelo, as long as XRP remains above support at 53 cents, which it is doing, it is going up. It would be stupid to sell now. I agree. I totally agree with that, Angelo. This is not the time to sell. There's so many signals we're going to go over right now that we're caught up, that it would be incredibly naive to think that this would be the time to get rid of everything. Even Bitcoin is doing what we were talking about yesterday. We'll get into Bitcoin as well with that bull flag that we're talking about. G-Bird, Crypto, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army as well, month 1. That's the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, and I really need to see more members in month 1 so I can continue to fund this beautiful program and continue to grow this at the rate it deserves. If you do want to show support like the ones you see, consider joining Tom's Army. Get that special emoji badge. I'd love to see more people from the live in it. Or consider sending one YouTube super chat per month. Haven't got one of those in a few days either, but there's a lot of members that support, and if you can't do it from the financial end, hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video and we can continue to grow this community. And it'll help for all the work I've been putting in. It's an extraordinary amount. I put on over 4,400 videos since March of 2021 to try to keep us on the right track, all for free. And that's my motto. I don't do paid promotion, advertisements, or sponsorships because I want to just do a free-flowing show, period. So XRP, let's get into it. I can turn the comments on now. Make sure to hit that like button. Only 60 likes and 100 people watching. That's 40% of the audience not hitting the like button. Please, at the very least, if you respect what I do and you understand the amount of time I put in, please hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video. That's all I ask. It truly is. If you don't want to do that, consider sending a YouTube super chat to pay it forward, as many believe I'm underpaid, and I am. But the information is very, very strong. So XRP, there's a few things we want to go over first, so let's build it up for everybody. If you're new, we're going to go to the all-time pattern and work our way in. It's the only way to do it. It's the only way to do it because everybody needs to be on the same page here. And I'm going to be very direct this evening because I think the tone needs to be not so much lackadaisically joking today. I think I've got to have my serious game face on today because this is serious and everybody needs to understand the moment we're in right now. So what happened here is XRP back in January of 2018, which we talked about in the opening, we hit resistance at $2 or what was it, $3.50, depending on exchange, anywhere from $3.30 to $3.50 at all-time highs. Took 27 months, like we talked about, to come down to March of 2020 right in here. Let me put the arrow on. Got to remember to do that so it's easier to see. So all-time highs, we came all the way down here to March of 2020, hit the low after 27 months, and now we're continuing to move out. XRP then went from a second hit on support when the lawsuit was announced right here in December of 2020, proceeded to go up to that bear market rally up here at $1.98. Got rejected, confirming that we're in a consolidation now, and that was a bear market rally that failed to get to a bull market, so it never got there. We came back down in 22 and hit support again on that uptrend. That confirmed this uptrend from 2020. That was the third hit. Hit it again in 23, and now we're trying to bounce up. We have not hit it again in 24, nor have we hit it a third time on this resistance. So I theorize that the next move has to be up to the top of this downtrending resistance. Even if we're bearish, it seems to behoove us not to come up there and hit this at least downtrending resistance around 70, anywhere from 71 to 75 cents in this time range. Just depends where we would hit and on what day. So that's what I believe is trying to transpire. This pattern, FYI, can go all the way out to the end here to December 17, 2024. Ironically, my birthday. Actually is my 24th birthday, or 24th birthday. That's so several decades ago. No, it'll be my 41st birthday. And it's sad. It's been, not sad, but it's a blessing. See, I take great homage in getting older and wiser. I don't look at it as a bad thing. I see how many pass away before me, the youngsters and the old ones. So you never know when your time is going to be called. So take advantage of every moment. So that is where we're at in the all-time pattern. Then if we start breaking it in a little bit, well, our next main formation would have to be the rising channel from June of 2022. So now, where the heck is my rising channel? Right here. So my rising channel resistance is up here. That pattern started in June of 2022, as you can see back here. And thank you so much, Mark, for the $2 donation. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. That is very generous. I really, really appreciate that more than you could ever imagine. So June of 2022, this rising channel started, even on the fake out up here, which is very significant because, ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about this. We will continue to talk about this. And I'm going to show you even bigger proof with the great falling. And I'm not going to overshadow what he's doing. So I'm going to show you the jankest, like I always do, the jankest cup and handle known to man that will at least allow you to see what the heck is going on here. So boom, no, boom, handle. Actually, it's lower than that. It's a perceived handle because it's starting to break out. You'll see it better when he does it. So just the cup, right? And now it's building the handle. Just understand what's happening here. What is this? Paying it forward. Thank you so much, Zenda, for the $19.99 donation. Holy schmagolies. Wow, thank you so much for that. And you've already paid it forward, Zenda. You're in Tom's Army. You are over and above paying it forward. You've been in Tom's Army for at least 5 months with the XRP Meteor. Or the Predictor, I apologize. So I thank you so much for that love. I do appreciate it. More than you know. So, or maybe as much as you know, that's why you do it. So, XRP, we're looking at that rising channel resistance. That's where I'm looking at. We've got this breakout attempt, and we can't get here yet. Just hold on for 1 sec, because this is the January of 2024 formation in here. So let's go to the July of 2023 formation first, because we got to work our way in. That's what we're in right now. This started in July of 2023. Right here, boom. Came down to resistance. You can come from here and then come through, but I decided to go here because it's stationary. And now we're converging. We created this uptrend here all of a sudden in January of this year, which you are correct. You guessed it. That's also when the other pattern started that we talk about in January of 2024. This just happens to be when it started the uptrend, but it's built within the formation. So now you can see by working your way out to in, from farthest out to closest to us, how we can see exactly what's going on. And then we're going to balance this out with the cup and handle, and that's going to just tie it all together. So don't think that run up late summer to 94 cents was useless. It's actually the key to this whole move, believe it or not. So now you've got this uptrending support. This is just to validate that if it can hold this uptrend, we would have a retest up here at minimum at about 58.6 cents. That also, ironically, when we get out to the next formation in January 24, by it holding right here, that also confirms the breakout of the descending triangle from January of this year. It all ties in together if you understand technical analysis, and then you're not fooled. If everything fits in like a puzzle piece, or it fits like a glove, so to say, like a lock and key, when it all comes together, you should start to be able to build these together, especially if you have different charts with different time frames like I do. So now you see the January of 2024 formation. Now, as long as we hold the back test, and we talked about this if you're new, we talked about before this was forming, when it came up here, we said if it could back test like this and not lose the pivot point with anything other than a wick in the daily, it's going to signal to move all the way up into here to the retest, the rising channel resistance of 2022 at about 66.6 cents. Now, what the great falling has done for us is he's allowing me to go even deeper for everybody in a shorter amount of time, because now I don't have to so much draw it and explain it because it's going to be here for everybody. I showed you the cup, but now watch this. Zachary, thank you so much for tuning in. Let's get this indeed. And thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years. Lord have mercy with the 589 badge. I can't believe that. And please, please make sure to hit that like button. We are lacking on this Saturday. Am I doing something wrong here? I just showed you more intel on these charts than you will ever find anywhere else in the first 25 minutes. I think 74 is kind of an insult. If somebody comes in here and they see 115 people watching and only 74 people hit the like button, I think that's a big indication that maybe I'm not doing my job properly and giving you the proper information. But I know that's not true, because I'll go to 10,000 different places and you won't get this kind of info. So please, if you appreciate what I do, if you understand the great amount of time I put in and the pride I take in this work, hit that like button so that I can expand this community with the YouTube recommendations and allow us to grow this community. It's the only way that I continue growing. I was 1 subscriber away when this live started from 20,300. Let's see if we can get 1 subscriber to even join during this live so that we can hit that next milestone. Matt Holden, welcome in. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 5 months with the XRP Meteor. It is a certain motivation you could never, I don't know if anybody could even understand nor appreciate, that I see every single day when I come in here during the lives, and I can thank the people for being in Tom's Army for anywhere from 1 month to almost 3 years now. It's a beautiful thing to see in the chat. And I mean, honestly, it makes me sometimes, it makes it a little soft inside. So I appreciate that. It's heartfelt. So with XRP now, let's continue moving on. And Tanya, welcome in, love. Thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over a year with the XRP, or the I Told You So badge. Beautiful love in this community. Beautiful love. And Tanya, we'll get into H-bar as well, as you are very familiar what happens in a cup and handle formation, right, Tanya? Now, everybody, eat your hearts out. And the great falling, I know you're here. So everybody, if you can, in chat, thank the great falling for this. He made it a lot easier for me to spell out to everybody. So remember that pesky move up we've talked about in July of last year? That was actually a formidable part in what's going on here. So now we've got the small tier cup and handle that's formed, right? We have a bigger one, but this is the short term we're looking at. I showed you a bigger one, but remember we said we're moving into smaller time frames now. This is how we get there. So this is the cup and handle that the great falling shared. And this is a smaller cup and handle, but as you can see, that retest down to about 52.5 was vital. Now, as you can also see, to break out of this pattern, we only need to come up to about, what is it, around 50. I mean, that wasn't even formed yet yesterday. And now if you look at the formation, XRP has now started pushing up a little bit today. So we actually came outside of this. So now this W is actually forming more. Yesterday we were speculating. If this pushes out and this actually formed properly, now we can talk about this cup and this handle formation that seems to have been signaled here. The next push would be up to 5744, and a breakout should get you up to about 6155 to retest the upper area. So that's where we'd be going right now for the next move. And then once it gets past this, if you confirm the actual next tier breakout, then your next big hit's going to be that rising channel resistance. But this can be a beautiful diagram on how to get us to 61.5 cents, or at least the fact that we need to retest 5744. And if it breaks up there and breaks past, which we know once this handle starts breaking up, and it has, it was literally at the resistance wall at 534. Now it's up to 545. So we're literally looking for a big move Oh, if we close over 57 cents tomorrow, it would be very interesting in the weekly. But Tanya, I think you're overanalyzing this. We don't have to close at 57, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to be the bearer of good news here, not bad news. Can you believe it? If XRP closes over this 20-day support in the weekly, we only have to get over 563. 57 cents would be great, but if we can work our way and meander through all this price action up to 563 before tomorrow, we're now back on top of the weekly golden cross for the first time in the weekly in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be 6 weeks. And the golden cross is still intact, and we have not had that massive move yet. We have not had a several 100% move yet like we typically have when we have a golden cross. We always have at least a 53% consolidation to the downside, as this is our third weekly golden cross in the history of the XRP price action. But now, we haven't had that big breakup. Every other time we've had several 100%. Should I buy more to get me to 10,000? Well, that's a loaded question for 3 reasons. 1, I'm not a financial advisor, so what the hell do I know? 2, I have no idea what your price average is. 3, I have no idea what your goal is and what your pocketbook looks like. So for me, I bought at 346. Yes, I have over 10,000 tokens, but no, I'm not willing to raise my price average because I got to where I wanted to be. If you're still looking to build on your goal, I have no idea where you bought in the first time. If it's under your average, you have nothing to worry about. If it's over, you have to take that calculated risk. Yes, is it looking like there could be a possible breakout secretly developing? You better believe it. Is it looking more bullish today than it has for about the last 5 months? Oh, it definitely is. Could there be an opportunity lost at these rates? There sure could be, but you have to balance this. By no means is it a bad idea to buy XRP when it's about 2 for $1. It's just you also have to balance it with where you want to buy it and the fact if you're going to do this and you'd be pissed at yourself if it gets to 60 cents or 58 if you don't do it. Your average is at 50. I mean, you're splitting hairs now. If your average is at 52 cents and you feel like you missed out on getting your 10,000, I mean, I don't know how much you're looking to get, but just understand if you buy it here, let's just say your average is 53 cents now. If it goes down 20%, you're going to have to buy 2,000 more under this philosophy. Not $2,000 more, 2,000 tokens. Because every 20% down after you get your 10,000, if that's your goal, now you got to buy 20% more every 20% down. Just remember that. So if you're comfortable with that, absolutely, you might as well cap it off and then you can do how you need to do if you're comfortable with it. If you're looking for the long hold accumulation. That's just my own personal, that's what I would say. That's what I would say. Don't overextend yourself. And if you are watching, please hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this live. We normally can get to about that 100% ratio, but today I must not be doing what I need to do. So that's what I'm looking at with XRP. And then obviously with the cup and handle, we've got this interpretation here, but we've also got it from here as well. And it looks like something's a brewing. As long as we can get over this formation. Now, understand that if it does break back down, you could be looking towards that 521 area still, which is the 23.6% Fibonacci. So my XRP exit plan is to exit when it's actual currency. Unless we do the same thing like I said in 21. If we have a fake rally and I see it at $1.30, $1.50, $1.90, $2.60, $3.54, I don't care where it's at, and I see a massive pullback coming, I have no objection if I can get out at $1.50. If it makes me, I don't want to, but I won't object to it like we did it at $1.66. I won't object to it if it forces me to get out in those areas, and then we have a 50 to 75% correction, if not more. I will absolutely do that reposition and then have that extra money to do what I need to do with it. But unless it gives me that opportunity, I am fine not having to do that. I don't like to sell out in the accumulation phase. Unless it's, I think, because there's a very strong possibility if this plays out properly by the end of the year, that we will be retesting. If we can get over that $1.98 mark, because that's our technical target if we break out by April roughly. No, by sometime around Easter or maybe after, you'd be on a long scale push up to that $1.98 if it played out properly and correctly after a 6-year consolidation. And you'd retest the 2021 bear market rally high. And then if you got on top of that, then you could have that as a catalyst to all-time highs. That's how it's going to play out. until it plays out like that. We're in the big consolidation and things like this, that the great falling is making it very easy for us to follow here. This gives you hope. The charts that I shared and the kind of formations we are starting to attempt to break out of and are breaking out of and back testing now should give you hope. The fact that you understand how to build a portfolio each and every day and you don't have to worry about being punched in the face because you don't understand the technicals or the news that's transpiring, it should give you hope. That's how you build hope. But when you build a foundation and you build a actual more than just hope, you're building a dream, you've got to start somewhere. You got to lay the groundwork. Right now we're laying the groundwork and it's been building since 21. It's expanding. We have more resources and we have more materials, but we're not done building the house. We're not even close. The funnest part of the journey isn't how you get there. It's what happens on the way there. So what you do on the way to the end of the journey is how you are decided when you get to the finish line. Like if you don't do this properly, XRP might get to its destination, or the cryptosphere will get to its destination, or the world, reserve currency will change, or, just the whole digital dynamic from paper to digital will change, and you'll be stuck in, kind of reverse, or stuck in, sand or in cement, or you can be in front of it and you can continue to keep building. Like, this is not easy. This wasn't going to happen overnight. And if it was easy, everybody would be rich trading the stock market and crypto. The fact is, it's probably better than 90% of people lose their money. I hate to say it, but if there's 10 people watching, 9 of them aren't going to be successful. If there's 100 people watching me now, maybe 10 are profitable overall. Unless you find the right person to watch, and not even the right person, but the right information to trust. See, I'm not here doing paid promotions, advertisements, or sponsorships, so there's nothing for me to gain. Literally. I'm not pushing any product. I'm not telling you that you have to buy some shit token. I'm not telling you have to buy some stupid product. And I'm not telling you some dumb companies promoting this channel when they're not. I'm just giving you the straight facts, and it's up to you. Basically, I'm giving you the ingredients. It's up to you to season the recipe. That's how it goes. Basically, I'm giving you the ingredients. It's up to you how to to put the recipe together. If we take shortcuts, if we don't want to pay attention, or if we just don't understand, that's an issue for all of us. George02907, I'll be damned. Thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. That means more to me than you don't. I mean, that could make me cry on this Saturday. When new people join Tom's Army, and that's the month one emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens, and it's true. Oh, it's damn true, because that's my face superimposed on it there. Shout out to Amber out in the abyss for making that for me many, many years ago. Never knew it would turn into my emoji badge on this very kind of show, but it's awesome nonetheless. So thank you for believing in my work. I mean, that's all I can say. I put a lot of my heart and soul into this, so it's rewarding to see so many people that get value out of this. As we were one subscriber away from 20,300 for the overall station. So, welcome aboard, George. It's a true honor. We're going to get into Ripple. CTO says other projects using XRP is beneficial for XRP because it bolsters the demand. After that, we'll get into the XRP news with the SEC's plan to appeal the Ripple decision, which is to come. So we'll get into that information. But for George, who just joined Tom's Army, I like to show support when you show support for me, obviously. So we'll take a look at Gala as we own it in our community. We bought Gala quite some time ago, as most know. We bought it right around the breakout rotation here. It was about 1-2, I believe, somewhere around there. So, and we bought it on Winning Wednesdays and FOMO Fridays. I'm still waiting for this to finish pushing up and see how we react up here. Right around that pivot point of it's almost 4 cents. We almost got there. I really didn't want to build anything into this chart until we got there. But since George, you joined Tom's Army, I'll just show you what I was thinking. So it's going to take a little bit of work to get up there. And now the formation's starting. I just figured I wouldn't have to do anything because not many people ask about Gala until it gets there. But this is what we're looking at now. So as long as this uptrending support holds, we're already building a beautiful base here. Like, there's no reason to be like, oh, we don't know what's going on because the daily had a wick up here. So now we know. This is what we're looking at. So as long as we get on top of this and hold this uptrend. So even what I'm trying to say is even if we consolidate, George, on Gala. So we're coming up here on this nice uptrend. Now we're kind of in an ascending formation, descending resistance. While this uptrending support is still very much valid. So resistance, support, resistance 2. It would be a nice confirmation that it's support here because it's in fact the third hit. 1 to resistance, support, resistance here. Ready? Hold on 1 sec. So it's really, this is how you can look at this. Support back on October 30th of 2023. Resistance December of 23. Support on this uptrend February of 24. Resistance, downtrending resistance February of 24. Support, if it builds the proper formation, confirming the pattern. Should come out to about March, maybe sooner. Could be quick and then back up if it does. Or you would just get a breakout here now. But any of these two scenarios, it breaks out and you're coming up to here next. And likely a push up here would make you do something like this before an ultimate breakout. Unless you just got on top of this and then you could be pushing. So just pay attention to those scenarios. I know it was quick. I know, but we've got a lot of stuff to cover here. And I've already been talking 35 minutes. There is no way I've been talking and rambling on for 35 minutes already. You said you believe it? Well, you do have to live with me for the last over 10 years, so yeah, I bet you do believe it. So Ripple CTO says other projects using XRP is beneficial for XRP because it bolsters demand, which is very important. George says, thank you for the info. It was great. Oh, you're welcome, George. Honestly, anytime I try to put this in, I try to do this the best I can to try to mix in my own technical analysis with what the audience wants, and there's no greater reward than someone in Tom's army that asks me a question and I can respond. Even the general audience, but the ones paying it forward, obviously, I have to put priority. Tom, what's your thoughts on BSV? Don't have much thoughts on that, honestly. Truth, I don't really have much thoughts on it. From what I hear, it's supposed to, obviously, I don't want to speculate because it's not my area of expertise, but it seems like something big is also building there. Percent better, Tom, thanks for your guidance. You're welcome, my friend, and thank you for being around for quite some time. So Ripple CTO, David Schwartz has emphasized that other projects using XRP benefit the asset by bolstering its demand. The commentary came during a recent exchange on X. It was sparked by an XRP enthusiast, Dark Horse, who sought clarification regarding the benefit projects like the Root Network bring to XRP. At the core of Dark Horse's inquiry was speculation that Futureverse, a cryptocurrency or a crypto project related to the metaverse and gaming, could be an ODL partner of Ripple. He questioned whether Ripple supplies XRP to Futureverse for use as gas tokens in their project, the Root Network, and what implications this holds for XRP holders. Dark Horse envisioned a scenario where, despite limitations on XRP sales imposed by on-demand liquidity contracts, leveraging the Root Network for transactions could still lead to increased trading volume. Essentially, he sees consequent inflationary pressures on XRP's price rather than a benefit to the XRP ecosystem. In response, Ripple CTO David Schwartz clarified that when a project chooses to utilize XRP as a token rather than creating its own, it benefits XRP. He emphasized that this decision enhances both the demand for and the utility of XRP. And Dark Horse says, do not get my intentions on fudding Futureverse. This is not the case. I am trying to understand why this benefits XRP holders and why this narrative is being used where it appears when you look under the hood, it does the opposite. And Joel Klatz Schwartz said a project using XRP as a token rather than launching its own token is good for XRP because it increases both the demand for and the utility of XRP. It's not that much different from an additional exchange listing or a business accepting a token as payment. And that's his verified Twitter or X account. So furthermore, Schwartz draws comparisons highlighting that the process is not fundamentally different from an exchange listing or a business adopting a token as a form of payment. And please hit that like button if you're watching right now so YouTube will recommend this live so everybody can get this information. And don't you dare leave before we read the news. We've still got to cover Bitcoin and a little more about XRP and the market cap of XRP and the possibility of Bitcoin breaking up out of this bull flag to 55K here. So don't go anywhere. And the possibilities if there were to be a breakdown for whatever reason, where the ascending support is right now from the broadening wedge breakout to the top of the resistance, but now we created an ascending support with multiple hits of support on that uptrend, or an ascending triangle. So furthermore, Schwartz drew comparisons highlighting that the process is not fundamentally different from an exchange listing or a business adopting a token as a form of payment. Notably, when a token gets listed on more exchanges, it typically increases accessibility and exposure to potential buyers and traders. Similarly, when a business adopts a token for transactions, it contributes to its utility and legitimizes its use as a medium of exchange. This in turn can foster broader acceptance and usage of the token. So, meanwhile, in response to Dark Horse's speculation about whether Future versus Ripple ODL partner, prominent XRP figure Panos Mekris provided clarification. So, Panos says Futureverse is a separate chain, L1 Ripple's ODL. Now, Ripple Payments is a service / product for cross-border payments, completely unrelated to each other. Futureverse has nothing to do with XRPL either. They are just using wrapped XRP on their chain as a gas token. Furthermore, Mekris highlighted that Futureverse has no affiliation with XRPL either. He explained that they simply utilize wrapped XRP as a gas token on their chain. So sometimes there's smoke with no fire. You can make your own educated and informed decision. And then while you're watching, make sure you take in this information as well. XRP news, SEC's plan to appeal keeps market on edge amidst SEC drama. So on Friday, XRP declined by 1.26%, ending the session at 0.5342, which was very important. It stayed above the pivot point at 53.4 cents. A marked decline in Bitcoin spot ETFs pressured buyer demand for crypto. With the ongoing SEC versus Ripple case on ongoing headwind, this is the key points of what we're about to read. So pay attention. And on Saturday, Bitcoin spot ETF market flow data from Friday and U.S. regulatory chatter need consideration. So the Friday overview. On Friday, XRP declined by 1.26%, following a 1.56% loss on Thursday. XRP ended the Thursday session at 53.42 cents significantly. XRP extending its losing streak to 4 sessions. Today it broke it. Bitcoin spot ETF market flow data underwhelms. This week, Bitcoin spot ETF market inflows declined sharply, spooking investors. Bitcoin retreated from its recent high of 53,000, impacting the broader crypto market. On Wednesday, February 21st, the Bitcoin spot ETF market saw net outflows of 35.7 million for the first time since January 25th. Net inflows rebounded on Thursday and Friday. However, net inflows were significantly lower than the previous week. Bitcoin fell by 1.09% on Friday, with the total crypto market cap declining by 1.05%. XRP underperformed the broader market. Uncertainty about the SEC versus Ripple case contributed to the losses. But I believe that had nothing to do with it, honestly. I just think this handle forming has everything to do with it. SEC versus Ripple, SEC plans to appeal remain intact. There were no SEC versus Ripple case-related updates to influence XRP trends. Investors await the conclusion of the case to see whether the SEC will appeal the programmatic sales of XRP ruling. In July, Judge Annalisa Perez ruled that programmatic sales of XRP do not satisfy the third-party prong of the Howey test. The SEC filed a motion to appeal the ruling in August. However, Judge Perez rejected the SEC motion for interlocutory appeal. In October, in response, the SEC dropped the charges against Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larson. The SEC may have dropped the charges to expedite the SEC versus Ripple case. Following the ruling on the motion for interlocutory appeal, the SEC must wait until the end of the trial to appeal against court rulings. Despite optimism, the courts would uphold the programmatic sales ruling. Uncertainty lingers. Ruling for the SEC versus TFAM Labs case added to the uncertainty. In December, Judge Jed Rakoff ruled that Luna and Terra USD are securities. Judge Rakoff previously questioned the programmatic sales ruling, saying Judge Perez made a mistake. The ruling likely incentivized the SEC to appeal the programmatic sales ruling. Significantly, the SEC referenced TFAM Labs ruling in the SEC versus Coinbase coin case. The SEC asked the court to consider the SEC versus TFAM Labs ruling. The SEC argued the ruling further supported its opposition to the Coinbase motion to dismiss. This is information that everybody can listen to and at least build a database of knowledge. Updates from the SEC versus Ripple and Coinbase cases remain pivotal. However, investors must also track updates from the Office of Inspector General, OIG. The OIG is investigating reported crypto conflicts of interest within the SEC. The outcome of the investigation and ruling on the Coinbase MTD could dictate whether the SEC will appeal against the programmatic sales of XRP ruling. And then the XRP price action. So the daily chart XRP remained well below the 50 and 200-day EMAs, affirming bearish price signals. An XRP break above 547 resistance level and the 50-day EMA would bring the 200 EMA into play. Selling pressure could intensify at the 547 resistance level. The 50-day EMA is confluent with the 547 resistance level. A break above the 200-day EMA would support a move toward the 58.35 level, 58.35 cent resistance level. Bitcoin spot ETF market flows and SEC versus crypto case-related news needs consideration. However, a break below the 52.50 handle would support a fall to 5042. Not necessarily, because you have the Fibonacci retracement around 52.1. So as much as I don't want to break 52.5, there is the technical traders that might hide out down there. The 14-day RSI reading 46.77 suggested XRP dropped to 5042 support level before entering oversold territory. On the 4-hourly, XRP sat below the 50-day and 200-day EMAs, confirming the bearish price trends. A breakout from the 200-day EMA would bring the 50-day exponential moving average and the 54.7 cent resistance level into play. An XRP move through the 54.7 cent resistance level would support a move toward the 58.35 cent resistance level. However, a drop below the 52.5 handle would give the bears a run at the 5042 support level, 50.4 cents. The 4-hourly RSI with a reading of 39.39 suggests an XRP drop below the 52.50 cent handle before entering oversold territory.
I have a question.
Yes.
This phone's at 25%.
Yeah.
Is that good enough?
Is it on the charger?
Yeah.
I would just let it charge for a minute. 25 is going to be dead in... Give it about 5 minutes. 10 minutes if he can.
He's been waiting.
I know. I mean, it's up to you. Okay, I guess you could if you want. Bitcoin's news. Oh no. That's all I wanted to read with that. So just consider that when it comes to the technical analysis and tying a little bit of news together. And now let's just get back into what happened here.
Oh, T, do you have your remote? Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy.
It's all right. Can you?
Must have it.
Yeah. Can you?
Whoops. Here, let's go turn on and off your TV.
Hold on, everybody. I apologize. My son's messing with my background.
He's learned how to be a TV.
Yes, my son has learned how to mess with my stuff now. So, excuse the technical difficulty here for 1 sec. And let me get that off from the back. See, I'll do it like a professional. Excuse the technical difficulty. My son walked in and messed up what I had on there. So, there we go. You know, that's the beauty of doing it at home with my kids here. So, that's what we're looking at right now in XRP. As we can see after the daily close, we closed at about over 54.50, over 54.50. So we were in a good spot. So I'm not mad at all where it closed. Yes, we do have a new producer, JW. Julie, JW said we have a new producer. He does. And he did. My son, he watches, like he's trying to learn how to use the remote. He goes on YouTube, and he's 4, and he knows how to pull up YouTube videos that tell him the exact remote control we have. He found the exact ones and all that good stuff. Boots, how's his foot? Well,
doctors suck.
Doctors suck, yeah, like Julie said. But, I mean, as far as the bone healing, it healed, but it's still pushed out sideways. He broke his femur when he was 6 months old, so he's been going through physical therapy for over a year. And he's going to be going into a deeper program with his, he's going to, like a preschool style learning, like for developmentally delayed type children as well. But he's going to be able to get his extended physical therapy and PT, and then he can get some OT and speech. So he'll be progressing. He broke his femur with Julie in a car accident. Somebody crossed the middle line, and yeah, it was bad. They were both doing about 55, and Julie broke her ankle. It was really bad. She's had 4 or 5 surgeries. They had to replace her ankle bone with a cadaver bone and her talus bone because her foot was basically dead. So now she's very limited now, but she makes the best of it. So yeah, it's been a rough few years since 2020.
30 minutes today. Woo! Right?
Jordan, you'd be surprised how much it exactly cost over the years. When Julie had a full-time job, so any check she would have gotten doesn't cover her lifetime work expense, not even close. Like, she was doing very well in her job field. Actually up for a promotion, so a check sounds good, but she can't work now. And she had put 10 years into her profession, so, you know. She'd rather have her job. Honestly, Julie was a worker, hard worker, still is.
Just in a different way.
Exactly, just in a different way. So with Bitcoin, that's why we push forward. We have to stay positive, positivity over negativity. And that's why I always say in the comments, you never know what somebody else is going through, So treat everybody with dignity and respect and with love. Sometimes when people come into here, it's the only thing they have that's getting them through the day. So basically with Bitcoin, and it's not that we're breaking out, don't think that, but I'm looking at this potential of this bull flag carrying through. And even if it doesn't come up here, it pushes up to this around 55,000 area to retest, or even if it comes over here, you could be at like 54.3. But that's what I believe could happen. And if we do break out, this isn't a broadening wedge, but it's formed into that ascending formation that I talked about on the open. So we had resistance, support, resistance, support. That already confirmed the broadening wedge. It only needs to get hit twice on each side. Resistance here. Now it could have formed this flag. And even if it breaks down, if it hits this uptrending support, we've already hit it once, twice, three. This would be the fourth time. We've already confirmed this ascending formation. So this is an ascending triangle. These often happens on the broadening wedges right before another breakout, or at least another push up. If this does break out of the broadening wedge, the technical target is 66,000 and some change. If it successfully holds. So I drew out a diagram if it were going to break up just out of a bull flag setting. This is how it could do it. Or it could come down. I showed it yesterday. It could even come down. Could even come down like this, right? It can come down through the bottom, and then it could bounce here and then bounce up and do the same thing if it's going to break out. If it broke down and then did this, well, it could be interesting, but that's why we watch it as it is. But right now, it's not showing us that signal just yet. So, and then one other thing I forgot to mention with XRP, and this is crazy that I forgot to talk about this. The volume in the daily time frame, when we were breaking down, and let's go into the chart for the 2020. Yeah, this formation. So when we were breaking, no, wrong. We got to go to this one because we're attempting to hold the breakout. So look at the volume on the attempted hold. So we started off in Binance at 19 million. Started going down. We went down to 15 million. Another down day down to 12.9 million. Hold candle at 9.9. Now we're starting to push back up here. This could be the start of a breakout to the top side. And we're about to see this a very important daily candle here. We're looking today to get up to at least a 565 level approximately before the weekly candle closes. So that's still up another couple percent. If this does break up, we're going to have a nice breakout here. And eventually it's going to get up to about that 66.6 cent level. Michael, you are tardy. You did miss a lot. I'm 50. Has it really been 53 minutes? My God. My goodness. I talk too much. But I got to talk fast, otherwise I can't. All that talking, it took me 53 minutes. And I barely even feel like I said anything. All right, so the XRP market cap, 29.68 billion. In order for it to get up in Tanya, we're going to get into H-bar in just a second. But for the XRP market cap, we have to, and Michael, thank you so much for being in Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So Badge. Much respect for that, my friend. Much respect for that. And I appreciate you rewatching it after. And if you're still here until, not that we're at the end, but we're getting towards, the 1 hour mark. Now, if you're still here closing in on the 1 hour mark, please type in the chat, hashtag be better, do better, as it really does help with the YouTube algorithm, or at least pushing us through the YouTube recommendations. So, we're trying to push up here to the market cap of XRP. First resistance is at about 31.5 billion. That's our next major target as long as 29.4 billion holds underneath. And I suppose where it's at 29.3 billion. So yeah, if that holds, that's what we're looking at. And then ultimately we're trying to get out of this ascending formation up at about 32 billion. We got one stopping point before that. Everyone says... JW, thank you so much for that. Mo, thanks for staying till the end. GP, much appreciated. If you want to enjoy some relaxation with me and take out the cannabis, it's legal where I'm at. It's been a blessing for me to take the herbal route or the holistic route since I broke my back when I was 23 in a car accident. So yeah, car accidents kind of run rampant in this family. None of our faults, but still doesn't feel great. But yeah, if you want to indulge, by all means, join me. Joshua and Matt, thank you so much, along with Brett. And Brett always says he's a silent majority here. I appreciate you still being in Tom's Army for well over a year with the I Told You So badge. Much appreciated for that. What a guy that guy is. And Joshua's been in for over 5 months with the XP Meteor Predictor. Mark, I appreciate that. Always down to enjoy a little relaxation with us. Thank you so much, JW, for being here. And Zenda Love, much appreciated. Marvin, welcome in. Always good to see another true fan here. Dig deeper into DSV. Truth. Noted. DSV. So that's what we're looking at with XRP right here, with the market cap. And then I want to go into HBAR real quick before I forget. And I've already left Tanya hanging for how long has this been? 55 minutes, my dear Lord. But what a beautiful Saturday, everybody. It's a beautiful Saturday because we're all together and we're all here. We showed up. We showed out. We should be proud of ourselves. Tell yourself. You just got to tell yourself. I can do this. Emotion won't get the best of me. And I'm staying dedicated to what I believe. Consistency breeds response, okay? Consistency breeds response. By consistently being here, you're going to see the right proper formations, the right price action, and the right news that will allow you to form the proper response. If you go somewhere and you consistently receive the wrong information, the wrong technicals, and the wrong advice, it's going to send you into the wrong trend. Consistency breeds response. Be briefed consistency by the right information so you can breed the right response. Your portfolio, and you are worth it. HBAR is up 1.23%. We bought HBAR at 5.2% or 5.2 cents at the highest, all the way down to 4.2 and back up to at 5.4 was the highest, but mostly was at 5.2, back down to 4.2, and the very last, less than 1,000, was at 5.4. We did it for $50 a week, over 11 weeks. And I told everybody this is going to be the single thing that makes you a believer in. There was the first thing that would make you a believer in the fact that you could buy over a time. You could accumulate with $50 a week, and now you're up over 100%. In HBAR, we did the same thing with Algo when it was at under 10 cents, and a myriad of other things in this community. Even without that was $200 a month was our dedication. With everything, that we were building in the Winning Wednesdays and FOMO Fridays. So unbelievable what we've been able to do. With Hedera, this was the breakout. Cup and handle. The great falling looked much better than mine. But still, it's broken out of that point. So now we move from here. The technical breakout point. And that is not accurate because it has to break out. This is where it's supposed to be. Whoops. It's right around here. We're almost there, but it's right around 13.6 cents. The catalyst here is to hold this uptrend. Actually, that's not even the uptrend. That's just, well, it kind of is the uptrend. You know what? That's kind of cool how that can actually work like that. So there's your bull flag on the uptrend. I'm going to do it like that. So you can get kind of two tones here. But so if this forms and we hold the uptrend here right at about 10.3, the next move up here, and we are confirming a breakout of this cup and handle. Make no mistake about it. And yes, you can go all the way back to here. I acknowledge that, but I made it shorter so everybody can see. But technically, and yes, you are right if you're watching, technically, one could say, well, Tom, what the hell are you doing? You look stupid. It actually goes back there, buddy. And yes, it is true. It does. You could go back there, okay? I'll put an arrow there so everybody can see. But this makes it a smaller interpretation, so it's easier to kind of see. So, anybody remember the Wicked Twister back in the day at Cedar Point? And it would just go back and forth. That's what it reminds me of. Anytime you see it, think of the Wicked Twister. That's a cup and handle. Yay, oh no, yay, oh yeah, oh no, So that's what I always think every time I see it. I know it's stupid, but that's what I think of every time I see a cup and handle now. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. Tanya, we're looking very nice right here. We're trying to hold this next layer breakout, but that's what I'm looking at. And the Great Falling did a fantastic job with this chart that he sent us that put it into a longer scale. But this shows you exactly what we're targeting right now at 13.4. And we are on top of this resistance level that if it did take some time, we should acknowledge the fact here. Let's acknowledge the fact what could happen. And guys, I always say, please don't shoot the messenger. Like, I'm just trying to give you that information like I see it. So technically, if we say, well, Tom, what happens if this fails? And I don't anticipate it to because of the cup and handle that it's breaking out of. But Tom, what if it fails? What's the longest this could drag us out into? And I would say, we would have to look at something like this, to be fair. And if it broke back in and this isn't a breakout, and see how I overextended this, and I'm trying to give the most information I possibly can. But see how it goes. We'll go from support, resistance, support, resistance, breakout. Now, if it comes back in, maybe it does do this, right? So then you could just say, well, then the consolidation would happen like that. And if it's an ascending consolidation, remember, that would be a bearish consolidation if it couldn't break out. If this doesn't break out and we end up consolidating like this, just understand what I'm saying here. If it does something like that, that's a bear flag consolidation, and that's not what you want. So it looks like we're breaking out of the cup and handle. Looks like the handle was formed. Looks like we had to shoot up. Now it just looks like we're about to bounce again. So this shouldn't come into play. This should not be a main factor. But just in case it is, we like to have it out in the future so we can't say, well, what the hell just happened here? I thought we were on the right track. So does that make sense for H-bar, everybody? And now we're over an hour. My dear Lord, am I keeping everybody here forever? Yes, sir. Let's hope it breaks out. Indeed, White Lotus. God, I love being here. That's what makes it so easy. I just love being here. Can't help it. There's nothing I'd rather do more than be here. As far as for work. This is what I like to do. I love charting. I love doing all of this. But I also love to see the implication of the Satoshi trial or not. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. So, I'm not sure what else I need to cover tonight. I think I've taken everybody's time quite long enough. I guess we could look at algo very quickly. As we know, algo is in a similar cup and handle. And we're starting to break out of the handle that we have here. And we prophesize, or at least theorize, as long as we can hold that uptrending support, which we're trying to, the next range is going to be somewhere around that 24-cent mark. So, and this again, this is a building pattern. We can pull this out, or we can do this, which I think is more appropriate now if it breaks up. And you can start to see a little trend forming here, especially because it showed us this kick here. So now we're going to want to start holding that uptrend. Let me get this properly aligned. If anything, all we have is our, accuracy. So that's what we're looking at there. Let's get rid of this. That's not even necessary, not necessary, not necessary, not necessary. So that's what we're looking at here. Oh, actually, it was necessary. You know why? It's necessary. That's why it's necessary. You can come from a farther down, but it's necessary. So we'll see. It's actually approaching this next... Oh, crap. I deleted the cup and handle. That's okay. I think everybody understands what's going on here. I can't believe I just deleted that. It happens. So that's what we're looking at there for algo. I heard somebody say XDC. XDC. And if you do appreciate what I do, make sure you hit that like button so YouTube recommends this video. If you are watching and are not subscribed, when I started this live, we had 20,299 subscribers. So make sure at least one of you who are watching in the abyss hit that subscribe button so we can push over that next tier. If you're looking to trade XRP, XDC, or your favorite crypto, H-bar, you've seen algo here. We're going to see XLM before I leave. If you're looking to trade your favorite crypto, make sure you look at the video description below for MEXC. They have no spot fees on the buying or selling on spot or on leverage trading right now. Don't know how long that's going to last. Take advantage of that. If you can't, because you're a new user in the USA, take a look at PHEMEX and or BITUNIX, as that's an option that I use as well. And it gives you lowest spot fees. That's in the video description below. So consider using those links to try to find where you're looking to trade, and you can find the better deals, because I'm not trying to pay the exorbitant fees of Uphold if I don't have to. If you appreciate my work and you want to show support because, you know, I put in a lot of time and an exorbitant amount of it at that, consider joining Tom's Army. It is simply a gesture that helps me do what I do. It helps me fund this program. Or consider sending one YouTube super chat per month, as it really will help more than you could ever imagine. Somebody said 20,300 subscribers now it shows, which means somebody has at least hit that subscribe button during the live. So thank everybody who's part of that 20,300 as we continue to grow towards that 21,000 subscriber mark, which is truly unbelievable. So I thank you all for that, as it is truly a blessing and an honor. And XDC here down 0.31%. XDC is building. I believe it's building. We'll see if this, in fact, can break out from this level. It is definitely consolidating very hard. But we'll see, because if we look at this now, it's in a descending formation, which I have the other set. But now that it's starting to come through a little bit, now we need to get the accuracy. And this is your pure accuracy. So don't think this is anything more than it is. I was just trying to depict how this, how this pattern is playing out, but we have to have everything here so everybody can see. But this was a resistance coming through, but now we can see it's kind of tightened up here. So yes, it's all relevant. It's all going to happen either way, but you can tighten up the zone here and say, hey, this is what's happening. And if this is a bullish reversal now, that's a descending formation. These are typically bullish reversals at the bottom. It started to get in here. Now you can clearly see it's a consolidating formation. We could be on the cusp or the precipice of a massive rally for XDC. One better than 90%. One better than 90%. So we'll see where it gets us up to. Let's just say now, because it's expanded out, let's say it comes to here. We'll just continue to move this as the days go on where it matches up for the perceived breakout. That's the kind of breakout you'd be expecting. Up to like over 8 cents for XDC. So pay attention to that. And XLM, and then I got to go. My voice is getting very tired. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, but it's definitely catching up to me the long week. But XLM, we're in this formation. We've hit the uptrending support. It almost looks to me, as long as this holds, we're making a push in this first tier up to about that 13.3. The overall pattern suggests if we break out of this, that the top side push would be up to 17 cents. However, if this does form like as a bearish consolidation and we can't break out, then eventually you'd come down to that 8.8 consolidation zone. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video. And if you did make it until the end, type in hashtag be better, do better. And on the way out, my baby, DGB. I love it more than most could ever imagine. It has this successful cup and handle formed. It's pushing out. Now our next resistance is at 1079. If and when it holds it, we're coming out to a breakout resistance attempt at about that 013 level. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for spending about an hour and 7 minutes with me this evening on this Saturday. Have a